Welcome to Ties and Tags. My name's Mitchell.
I'm Tanner.
Hi.
And I'm Brad.
Brad's our guest. And would you like to share where you served your mission?
Well, I served in the Iowa Des Moines mission in 1981 to 1982. Started in January and came home in December.
Just a couple years ago.
Yep.
Might be a little bit of differences. While we're playing today, we are going to be playing Wii Sports Resort. We'll start with bowling and see how manageable it is with the new space we have.
Yeah. It's very intimate.
Do you remember your response when you opened your mission call?
That was interesting. So when I opened my mission call, I was, of course, in San Diego. I had posted a sign on our mailbox for no one else to open it because I had to work, and so I didn't want anyone else to open it. I had a couple sisters still living at home. And when I opened it, before I could even read it, my mom instantly said, "Iowa Des Moines." And she I don't know how she saw it before. She saw it before anybody else.
X-ray vision.
And then I'm like, Iowa? Where's that? Turns out I was born in Nebraska. Iowa's right next door to Nebraska. But I'm like, where's Iowa? So it was pretty fun. I was pretty excited. Before I got my call, I thought, well, if I'm going in the States, I'd love to go to the Midwest.
Was it pretty apparent to you that you wanted to serve a mission before then, or?
Yeah, I was very excited about serving a mission. It had never been talked in my family because we did not participate in church too much until I was a teenager. I got involved. I remember going to state conference by myself and sitting in the very back, the way we had it set up where I was back in the gym watching state conference. And anyway, I remember sitting there singing, as a congregation at state conference, we sang, "I will go where you want me to go." And the Spirit touched me, and I knew right then I needed to serve a mission. And so that's how I did it.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
There we go. Just like real life. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd actually planned to have like a opening party and like a live stream and whatever, but I had actually kind of delayed applying for a mission because of some health concerns, and I just wanted to see if like school is where I was supposed to go. That's actually where we met, was when I was on that little deferment, I guess. And I actually had some health concerns, and so I actually met with the stake president first to go over the call, and they kind of extended it as like a service mission, like a limited mission. And so it was like 3 months, like 2 transfers originally. And then they were going to do like an evaluation, medical and like mental health, and just see how I was adjusting, and then they would kind of go from there. By the time that came around, I'd been doing all the normal missionary things every day, and they're like, you've served your full call. You could go home. You could go to the MTC and get reassigned somewhere else, or you can just stay here. And I'm like, I feel like I'm kind of in a groove already. I want to just keep going. And so...
so you never got to go to the MTC, did you?
No, I actually kind of bypassed it a little bit. I kind of went... So they wanted to make sure I'd be close enough because of like the health concerns to home. And so I was actually just a 6-hour drive from my parents' house to the mission home.
Oh.
So they drove me there, and then I just stayed there for 2 years.
Where was that?
The Michigan Lansing mission.
Okay.
That's so foreign to me that, like, having a mission where the border isn't ocean. Okay.
Well, the border was like...
There wasn't a way out for me.
I mean, it was the lake for us in Michigan. I could have driven home on P-Day if I wanted, but...
We had a river on one side. I always dreamed of when I was going to Iowa, I knew there's a lot of farm country, and so my dream was to kind of be like the old missionaries of back in the early days of the church, where they go out to the farm and they teach somebody and they invite them in for lunch and all this. So I hauled my companions. We're going out. This is when I was training somebody. I couldn't do it with my senior companions because they didn't want to go, but we rode our bikes way out in the country. We started going to different farmhouses. And farmhouses are like 5 miles apart because of all the farmland in between. And, nice.
Is that our first strike?
That's how you do it.
I think so.
Yay. All right, cut the video.
Time to go.
Can I do it again?
We went to this one house, and I still remember. I was looking at my journal, and I didn't write this down, but I still remember vividly the guy going. We knocked on the door and gave him our little introductory remark, and he said, "Come into my hornet's nest." And we're like, "Oh, okay." And it turns out he was really just wanting to argue with us and bash with us. But we chatted, and his wife was the sweetest lady, and she was very. You could tell by her body language and her comments that she was very interested and wanted to know more. So on a few occasions, he would leave the room to go get something, and you could just feel the spirit come into the room. And we would talk with her, and it was very nice, and just really enjoyed that. And then as soon as he walked back in, it just kind of, the spirit left. It was just the weirdest thing. They invited us for a good country meal out for lunch, and it met all my dreams, other than he was not very receptive.
Okay, I had almost the same experience in Michigan. That is so strange. So originally when we were like knocking on doors, trying to street contact, whatever, and the wife was who answered, and she was receptive, so she invited us back. And when we came back the next time, we walked through the door, and you instantly feel like this tension, like this fog that you walked into. And then we met the husband, and he came out with the fakest smile I've ever seen, and he had this like stack of books on his table he was ready to go through with us. And he's like, "All right, elders, so why do you think that I'm wrong?" And I'm like, "Hold on, that is not how we do this." His whole thing was trying to bash.
Let's start over.
And his wife actually was like making cookies for us while we were like talking. But yeah, like the same thing. As soon as he left the room to like grab materials, the wife would like, "I'm so sorry, like he's not usually like this. Like I know you guys are trying to do good things, whatever." I don't know, but like it was almost the same thing. Like,
see, I never had an experience quite like that, but in Jamaica, like there is just such a strong culture of if someone asks for something, like it didn't even feel like duty to give it to them. It was just like everyone was so excited to share what they have. So I had one friend on my mission where if anybody started arguing with them, he would just say, "Can you give me some food?" And like, "Oh yes!" Complete 180.
Got another culture.
So was that what most of your areas were like? Were like farmhouses that were far apart, or is it?
You have a little. So I was in 4 areas. The first 2 areas were towns of 3,000, just a little under 3,000 people. So you have the town people, and then on the outside of the town, you have all the farm areas, farmlands.
I am not this good at bowling in real life.
We would go to all the houses. My first area, I was there 7 months, and I tracked it through the whole town twice.
Oh yeah.
And plus, twice plus extra.
Do you have an animal story? I feel like everybody's got some kind of funny run-in with an animal.
Well, in my first area, the branch president's dad had a pet bear.
What?
Yeah, he had a pet bear.
What kind of bear?
It was a black
turtle bear?
No, it was a black bear.
Just
and I'm trying to remember if it had teeth, or if all the teeth were gone. I can't remember. But they had him chained up like you would chain up a dog to a tree in the backyard. So my companion and I went over there once, and he wasn't home. The bear was, so we went out with our.
You just tie him inside.
Back in that day, you had a flip chart with pictures.
Yeah.
You could show pictures, so we're back there, flip charting the pictures to the bear.
No way.
He said, "Hey, the scriptures say to teach all creatures." So.
Oh my gosh.
My companion did the same thing to a cow.
I do know you have a story about golfing on your mission. Pretty fun.
That's probably one of the highlight stories. It's in my last area. So I gotta set this up with. I was on my mission when the word came out that we were going to go as a church from 24-month missions to 18-month missions for the elders.
Were you already past 18 months?
I was. If you were past a year, you could choose when you wanted to go home. You could say, "I want to go home at 18, or I want to go home at 19 or 20 or whatever." If you were out under a year, you had to go home at 18, and then if you were out, so when you pass a year. So I was out I think I was about 14 months. So I I was just under the 18, but I still had the choice. I actually came home 1 month early. So I came home at 23 months because I didn't want to spend another January in Iowa. So the last January, we never went to church because it was so cold and the roads were so bad we couldn't drive to church. So I thought, well, I don't need that again. So
I came home a month early because of COVID.
Oh, really? Yeah.
In the winter.
Interesting.
Yeah. I just copied his mission.
Yeah. You have a story to match every single one.
We didn't rehearse this.
So anyway, I'm in my last area. I got transferred there at my 18-month mark. Or no, is that just a little bit over 18 months? So I had 5 months to go. And so I got there and first thing we were moving in and I damaged something and I'm like, oh, I should have went home. I kept thinking that, but we stuck it out. And finally, we came. There's this family, a part member family. The mom was a member of the church, but she didn't participate because her husband was a Catholic and he didn't want to go to church. And they had 2 children, a daughter and a son. The son was about 11 and the daughter was about 9. And then the grandma, the wife's mom, lived with them, and she was a member, and she'd go to church all the time. And she really wanted her grandkids to have the lessons. And so the missionaries have been friends with this family. The family is really nice, and they've been friends with them for, I don't know, a long time. And the 10th frame?
Yeah. New king has been crowned.
So the missionary that I replaced in there, this family loved him. He thought he could walk on water and everything. But they never really got anywhere. They would never let him teach or anything like that. And so here I come, trying to meet him, meet the people and get to know the family and the husband and all this. They were nice to me and everything, but he really didn't warm up to me.
Ooh, good job.
All them gutter ball. Oh, that was me.
Job.
I thought that was you at first.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, of course I was.
Yeah.
So with all the other missionary, I didn't know how far we'd get along get going with these people. But anyway, the dad really loved to golf, so on P-Day they invited my companion and myself to go golfing with them. And I was a mediocre golfer. I'd golfed a few times, but I wasn't great or by any means. Not consistent. So we get up to this one hole, and it had the drive was actually a big dog leg down to the right. And if you could see over this little mound that was about 40 feet tall or 30 feet tall. Oh, this is that.
Yeah, this is the 100-pin challenge. So you're trying to see as many as you can knock down at once.
What in the world?
Yeah.
So anyway, everybody just hits it down the fairway, and then they hit it to the right around the mountain. So I get up there. Ooh, that was close.
Yeah.
And I take a pretty good swing, and it does a unintentional slice over the mountain. And so he's like, whoa, he's thinking, first off, I think that's a good shot, but he wasn't sure it was a good shot. And then when we went walking over there, and we went around the mountain, we found the golf ball on the green. It wasn't in the hole. That would have been great, but it was on the green, like really close to the hole.
Do you remember what the par was?
I think it was like a par 4.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't a 3. I know it was a 4 or a 5. I think it was a 4 because it wasn't that far.
No. All right. Mitchell's in the lead.
Did you play it off like it was intentional?
And I didn't say anything, but he was so impressed. He ended up telling his buddies at work about this missionary that hit this ball and it was so great. And then it was shortly after that we asked if we could teach the children the lessons, and he agreed. And he sat in on all the lessons, and he at the end we challenged the kids to be baptized, and they said yes. And when we were picking out baptismal clothes, he said, pick some out for me.
No way.
It was like the most incredible thing.
You can't see it right now, but if you have the bowling ball ride all the way down on the bumper, there's a button. Oh, you might need to angle it. There's those red buttons, and if you push it, it makes every pin fall down.
And it blows them up.
They keep falling.
It's still going.
Okay, I don't remember the context for this very much, but I do remember you shared a recording of you and your companion, like, creating like a radio show or something like that. And I just remember hearing it and just thinking that elders have not changed over the decades.
So we made a cassette recording called Life of the Belle Plaine Missionaries. And we would, after our day, we'd come back at night and we'd record it. And we'd do things like a couple different door approaches, things that happened to us when we were tracting and people talking to us. A couple times our neighbor, our apartment was a house that was divided into 3 apartments. And our next door neighbor directly across the doorway from us was a old lady named Mrs. Coleman. And one day she knocked on our door and she goes, "Elders." She was very friendly with us, but she, "Elders, I can't find my teeth." And so we did all this in our little Life of the Belle Plaine Missionaries. So we made just like a little story we did. We had people that would yell at us on the door, so we reenacted that. And people that couldn't like someone came to our door and they pretend like they couldn't hear us well. So we said, "We're from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints." And the guy, he's going, acting like he can't hear. He's really old. He goes, "Oh, that's cheese and rice." We're not like, no. Church of Jesus Christ. Gosh. He's like, no, cheese and rice. I'm like, no.
Jamaicans would say cheese and rice as like the replacement for that. Instead of taking the Lord's name in vain, they'd say cheese and rice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So back in the day, we would take pictures, and they're not digital. You had to get them developed or something. So I would take slides, and then I'd send the slides home to my family, and I'd do a cassette recording that would describe the slide and kind of talk to them about what's going on. So we did that a lot. So,
what are some things that helped you as a new missionary?
The best thing is knowing the Book of Mormon. I think. I mean, you need to know the Bible, and depending on where you go, knowing the Bible is very helpful. Like in the Midwest, of course.
Yeah. They breathe Bible out there.
But the fruit of the prophet Joseph Smith is the Book of Mormon, and the tool of conversion is the Spirit through the book, and the Book of Mormon opens that Spirit up.
Yeah.
So I think every young man and woman should not only have a firm testimony of that book of Scripture, but they need to know it and be able to use it to teach, because all the fullness of the gospel is in there. So you can leverage off of that, and then you can tie it to the Bible. Wonderful.
I love that.
Oh, so close.
Yeah, I definitely think having your own witness is a good bumper too, because you'll encounter all kinds of opposition in all kinds of situations, regardless of the severity or the intent of whoever the adversary is in that moment. Like, having your own witness to rely on will always just like be something good to bounce back off of.
Yeah.
Because you're not a salesman, right? You're not like selling Jesus to people. You're like sharing your witness and then inviting them to find their own witness. And so if you have one to rely on already, then your door approach will be much more effective. Your ministering will be much more natural, like, because everything will be based on that personal witness you already have.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of the Book of Mormon, is it opens the door for the spiritual experiences.
Yeah, and that's what makes us
still keep
unique.
falling.
Oh goodness! But he might pull this off.
Get them all. Somehow you got 43 now. One time, my companion and we decided we're going to buy wrist rockets, and so we went down to the river. Hey! And we decided to shoot that stuff, and we never hit it. We're shooting it, and it's during school. It's cold out. It's fall. We're at the river, shooting around at stuff, and then, so all of a sudden the squirrel comes running across the ground about 50 yards away, get my wrist rocket out, and we're shooting marbles, big marbles. So I shot it. I hit it right in the rump, and I'm like, I got it! I hit it right in the rump. I'm yelling at my companion who's over there shooting at something else. And I turn around, and this police officer's walking up to us.
Oh no!
I'm like, oh no! And he goes, well, we don't care that you're shooting things. Just go down there because there's houses on the other side of the river. So they didn't want us to hit the houses. So I thought we were in big trouble. Ooh. Oh, I thought you had it.
We had a similar experience with a graffiti area. It was like this abandoned like grain silo on the train tracks, and we would go check out the new graffiti every week. People would put up, and sometimes they leave cans, and so we would like spray paint a temple or like a Christus or something, and we just try to add to the mural. And one time we were down there doing that, and this is also like, you ever been to like one of those break rooms where people just like smash stuff because they're just aggro and they have too many plates?
Yeah.
They had a lot of that there too. So there's a lot of like broken ceramics and glass and stuff. Like not a very safe place to be hanging out. And like we're there like finishing our temple mural, and there's like police and like a train rolling up. And so we had to like hide, but the only place to hide was like, we were like 10 minutes from our car. And if we started going towards our car, they would have seen us and said something. So we had to like go up the hill and like hide behind the hill and wait for the train to pass. It was like, I mean, it was good graffiti, right? It was mildly legal. We were wearing our full proselyting outfits, too, like full church clothes. Like there was no way we were just gonna not be talked to.
Yeah, I don't know.
We've repented of it.
When you guys go on PDAs, did you have to wear your name badge all the time?
Mm-hmm. Please.
No.
There it is.
Yes!
He hit the bomb.
Yes!
What in the world?
I like how they fall from the middle.
And it's delayed. They just
wait for it. Boom.
Yeah.
They don't even roll. They just fall over dead.
You might have just.
Oh man.
That's crazy.
Wiped all my spares out. My first mission president was a businessman from California. He came up with this rule that you got to wear your suit coat until it's 90 degrees out.
Whoa.
And so.
But with the humidity, even like 75 is killer.
That was a big deal, and everyone's like, okay, we're all obedient. Our suits are all sweaty and everything. And then we got a new mission president when I was 6 months in, and he's a rancher from Idaho. He goes, I don't think we need to wear these suit coats when it's too warm out. And I was like, yeah. So we loved both of them, but it was just different approaches.
Yeah.
Our mission president made us wear suits to church, so which means we had to bike in suits in that kind of summer.
Wow.
Yep, that's what we did.
Man, I was living it up, I guess, because we were all.
You didn't even have a suit, did you?
I didn't have suits. I brought 5 short sleeve shirts and 2 long sleeve ones, and everyone in my mission called long sleeves AP sleeves. You quote unquote only try to convince people that you were ready to be the AP if you were wearing long sleeves.
Extra consecration.
Any other animal stories out there? Did you get chased by dogs? Like, do you have vermin in your house?
For whatever reason, my companion and I, in one town, we thought, let's get a little extra money. Let's get a couple hamsters.
Oh no!
I don't know why we did that, but we bought hamsters.
What did you do with them when you were done?
Well,
you don't have to do much. They die so easily.
They died of slow motion.
No,
that's all I can say. They just got slower and slower, and they.
Was it winter?
No, we were inside, and I don't know how they died, but we took care of them, and then they just. I'm like, what would we do when we transferred? I don't know. We didn't think that far ahead.
You put them in a shoebox or nothing?
Yeah.
The vermin in my mission was goats. So there's just goats running around everywhere. They dig through people's trash. They're like raccoons here.
No. Yeah, we had raccoons.
Do they eat goats a lot there?
Yeah, curried goat is really good. There's a lot of goat dishes, and people owned a lot of goats. But there's a lot of stray goats, I guess. I have a good picture of a goat that because all fast food in Jamaica comes in like the styrofoam to-go boxes that we'd have here. So I found a goat on the street where like his snout, he was eating through the trash and his snout poked a hole through the box. So he couldn't see anything.
Did it stick to his head?
His mouth. Well, no, like there's the whole box, and he stuck his snout and made a hole in the one side of the box, so the rest of it was covering his face. And you'd call the goat and get his attention, and they'd look at you in the box and follow. The worst goat experience I had is so there's those screaming goats that sound like people screaming.
Oh, yeah,
a lot of internet videos from like 15 years ago with those.
Taylor
We
Swift
had
video.
2 of those outside of our apartment in one of my areas.
And they, like,
So every
roosters?
once in a while, like during companion story, we just, I'd be like, Elder, I think we should be reading from 2nd. And you just hear that out the window, and it wouldn't stop for the whole hour.
You guys are very nice letting your guests whinge.
It's because you got that strike. And
I don't know, I got a strike too. It only
I got
took
a couple spares.
six gutter balls to get it.
What was like the most useful thing you brought with you to your mission that like you used all the time?
Yeah. That's an interesting question because I didn't have a thing other than I felt like I was really prepared. My testimony of the Book of Mormon. So when I was in 11th grade, I actually took seminary seriously that year. That was our study of the Book of Mormon.
Nice.
And I grew leaps and bounds personally that year. That was a year that, based on another ward in our stake, I had a friend that was going to the other ward, and in their stake, they had a challenge. If you're make it 100% and you're never tardy, they had some special award for him or something. And so my friend committed to do that. Ooh, look at that. You're getting better and better. So I decided to do it myself. So I was the only one in my ward that knew about this or did it. Anyway, the whole year I made it every day. It was early morning seminary. I made it every day. I read the Book of Mormon. I finished it before December, so I read the Book of Mormon multiple times before I went. So I not only knew the stories and knew the book, I had a firm testimony of it. So when I was on the mission, I was ready from that part of it, the spiritual part of it, I guess.
Oh, that's awesome. You didn't have like a favorite pen or a pair of shoes or anything?
No, didn't have any of that type of thing.
That's okay.
I still got it.
Did you ever have months where your budget was cut a bit too close by the end of the month?
Yep. You always blow it on that first payday, and then it's water soup for the rest of the day.
I had not a companion, but a missionary that lived in my house that he would stuff his face for the first week of the month and then live off of ice cubes in the end and try to get as many meal appointments as possible.
Ice cubes.
I had a companion who did not want to spend any budget. So, like, the only thing he would buy was like potatoes and apples. And he would eat like an apple for breakfast and a potato for lunch, and those were his meals for the day.
Oh my goodness.
He was very
Able to
interesting
survive
man.
like that. I've never been more exhausted.
Well, and that was a biking area too. I'm like, we were in a calorie deficit every day, and bro didn't need to lose any weight. Like, I don't know. He was being sustained by the Lord for sure.
How do you feel like what was the most significant way you think your mission changed you?
I thought, probably my biggest disappointment about my mission is I thought, once I explain the gospel to people, they'll, watch out.
They'll just get it.
They'll just get
frowning.
it. And I had so many sad experiences of people not wanting to. It kind of bothered me. So so I've learned since. So it's maybe learned since then about agency and let it bother you too much that people have their own.
Yeah, you're not going out for 18 to 24 months to control people.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So that was kind of an eye-opener to me. And that's played a lot in my role. I've been a bishop a couple times, so that's helped me in that regard. To know
You can't control the ward.
people are people. Yeah. the scripture that everything I think stems on is Moses 139. This is my work and my glory, because everything ties back to that. The whole purpose of Jesus Christ's mission is to bring past the immortality and eternal life of man. And so everything touches on that. So if I just had one scripture I had to teach somebody about, that would be it. That's how you do 10th, man.
So it is pretty close to time to wrap things up. So you're a bishop right now. If you could tell the young men in your ward something about serving a mission, what would you tell them?
There's a lot of things. One is, it's the most fascinating, organized opportunity that anyone can have, because you go out and you grow up. Like you guys, both of you mentioned that you grow in different ways. You'll learn life lessons about just being an adult, about being on your own, about what it's going to be like when I'm a husband or a father or in a calling. You learn about that. Meanwhile, so you have all these growth opportunities. Meanwhile, you're helping people find Jesus Christ and the fullness of His gospel and the saving ordinances. And so I just always marvel at the beauty of the temple or the mission experience, because it leads two different people towards the temple and towards exaltation. The individual missionary and the people that they influence. And there's, what greater program than that? And so my hope would be that every young man would prepare to be a good missionary, and by that I mean one that's willing to work, one that has a strong testimony of the gospel, and a thorough knowledge of the Book of Mormon, and a pretty good knowledge of the Bible. But I think the Book of Mormon is a critical one, because that's the scripture that opens the door to the Spirit the most. Whereas the other ones do too. I mean, Doctrine and Covenants, Pearl of Great Price are wonderful, but those are the foundation. Yeah, be prepared to work. And then my biggest lesson that I wish I knew ahead of time more was know that you're going to have people that don't want to hear the message, and you're trying to find the people that do.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being our guest.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun bowling with you.
Yeah. Glad I could
every time.
I'm glad I could beat you in all 3 games. Or thanks for letting me beat you. We know how I play video games.
All right. Well, thanks for joining.
Yep. Thanks.
See ya.